What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Big 12 Team Builder Dynasty late night upload here tonight. Happy 4th of July to everybody that's out here watching tonight. Yeah, we got some fireworks of our own though, because we've got some pretty big time matchups here in the Big 12, guys. Kansas A&M, Nebraska State kicking us off. And now, while on the surface this game might not seem important for both teams, we know that Kansas A&M is trying to get to a bowl game, #1. So that's a big game for them, as they're all decked out in their white cleats and their white socks and their all-white unis here going up against Nebraska State. They're all greens, their home uniform sets. This is a good matchup. This is a good matchup. Cool, clean matchup. But let's get back into why is this game important for Nebraska State? Well, hey, they are kind of chasing Denver Tech and Midland State. So this is a huge game for Nebraska State, and they are going to be relying upon LaBell. And then watch Corey Hargrove here going up the middle for 6 yards. He's going to be another factor in this gameplay. They're going to try their very darndest in order to run the football against Kansas A&M because, hey, Camu has a tough time stopping teams on the ground, which is kind of funny when you say that because that's what Camu loves to do. They love that Denver Techian style of offense, and Nebraska State is going to get the first score kind of running a Denver Techian style of offense, so kind of shoving it right back in Camu's space here. 2nd and 12 for Jake Reyes, thrown out to the left for Kentrell Huggins, custom prospect, to get that first down. And then look at Jake Reyes just bouncing off tacklers all over the place. He's going to pick up 12 here. They are up past midfield. 2nd and 10, Serge Cobb going to get this screen pass caught, but there is a flag on the field. Let's check and see what it is. It is a clipping call on Kansas A&M. So RJ Goodwin is not happy about that. That is the head coach. If you're new here, it's the head coach for Kansas A&M. He's not too happy about that play call because it now puts him in a 3rd and 20 situation. Wallace Daniel, look at this, stretches for that first down marker. Not going to get it, but he does pick up 19 yards. He'll have to settle for a field goal. Bubba going to miss on the sideline there. Wide open receiver, Robbie Rouse, he made the catch, but just not good enough for a first down. And then Zamo, look at Zamolajikov with an interception. He came up with a pretty clutch one last week as well. So Zamo is feeling it a little bit here for Nebraska State on defense. It's kind of been a bright spot for a team not known for its defense. So off that interception, Bubba rolling to his right as a left-handed quarterback, and he's going to throw there. Incompletion to Derek Smith, trying to shoot for the one-handed grab, and then no catch here for Robbie Rouse. Could not user him up effectively there for an end zone throw. So Camu has the football back here, and then we got trouble here. Serge Cobb is going to miss 2 tacklers, and then Jacob East has to come all the way across the field in order to get this tackle on Serge Cobb, but he's going to get the first down and more. But look at Jake Reyes. He thought that his guy was behind him, and he flips the option play backwards, and he thought Cobb was there, but he wasn't. He was actually taken out of the play. So Nebraska State now takes control after the 2nd turnover for Kansas A&M on back-to-back drives. So Nebraska State, they want to get another touchdown there. They want to get another score. Make it 14-3. Cody Joseph getting physical. Gets the first down. 2nd and 8. Look at that. Corey Hargrove setting up his blockers. Awesome run there by Hargrove. He's always really effective down there in goal line situations. He gets that touchdown. We've got a 14-3 game here. Now Serge Cobb again. Ungermeyer trying to make this tackle. Pushes him out of bounds. Eric Washington there with the cleanup. But Cobb has been really, really effective. We see a big hit by Washington on Jake Reyes. I think Doug Flores is out of the game, at least for a quarter or two. We'll see what the injury report is if Cobb stays in this game. But on 3rd and 13, Cobb's going to make this catch as a screen, and he's going to go backwards as well. So Camu's going to have to kick another field goal, and they will. It's going to be 14-6. Bubba going to drop back, and wide open is Derek Smith, the senior, into that 2nd level. He's going to get 43 on that play. 1st and 10, 2nd quarter here, guys. 33 seconds, and Jeff Anderson off of a drag route is going to pick up 15. Nebraska State does call a timeout. They'll run the football to get 1 2nd and 9. Little late call here, but it is a touchdown by Cody Joseph. And Bubba is now 6 of 9 for over 100+ yards and a touchdown. He has been wildly. And when I say wildly, I'm not talking about bad. I'm talking about like amazing. He's been wildly effective so far on this Camu defense. Look at this spot up there. Look at that throw. Just throwing dots, guys. Bubba, he's been great. 1st and 10, 21-6. Moving up to about the 20-yard line, guys. 26 yards for Bubba. 3rd and 10. Got to get it off, Bubba. He's going to go down, though. He's going to get sacked for 2 yards, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal. It's going to be 24-6. Let's go to Camu's next possession here. Fisher with the tackle. Dixon with the cleanup. Serge Cobb going to go backwards. It's going to be 3rd and 10. 2:31. Another screen pass, and Cobb, look at, he's got blockers out in front, and Zamo has to jump over a Camu defender, and he would have been there. Had it been a clean shot, he would have been there to make the tackle, but look at this play. Watch this play. Nice blocking, and oh, the broken tackles all over the place. Jake Reyes goes in for 23 yards, and now Camu is pulling it within 12 points. Had to do the math there. 12 points. They go for the extra point, so they're down by 11. I would have probably considered going for 2. Get to 14, make it 24-14. You're already in the 4th quarter now, right? I mean, that would make sense to me. Go down by 2 scores, but now Nebraska State is on the verge of putting this one out of reach. And Cody Joseph in for 9. It is now 31-13 with 5:51 left to go. So all things considered, this one's over, right? Well, Kansas A&M's going to have to get a big play, but Kentrell Huggins, it looked like he got in there. Like, the ball wasn't obviously over the line. Definitely was not over the line, but his foot was in. If he had turned the other way, he would have gotten the touchdown. But unfortunately for Camu, they don't on that play, but they will kill off some clock on the next couple of plays and then end up getting a touchdown here for Jake Reyes as he runs it in. And now they decide to go for 2. So 31-19, and they're going to get in with Tutins. He's going to get in, and now it's a 10-point game. Pretty crazy. I would have definitely tried to go for a 10-point game a little bit earlier on. But Dante LaBell is still balling out here, guys. Gets a 22-yard rush. That is 20 for 132 for Dante. Look at this play. He is busting off tacklers and then trying to get that first down. Just trying to kill some clock is Nebraska State. So Camu calls a timeout. They will kick a field goal anyway. And look at this play here. Off the back foot, Jake Reyes bombs one over the top to Atari Biggs, comes down with it. And then this play to Roy Hall with the fumble. Zamo causes the fumble, and Ungermeyer has one man to beat. It's Jake Reyes. He misses. And Ungermeyer is going to take this one all the way to the end zone, trying his best to just get to that minute mark. Trying to get to the minute mark, but what a big hit by Zamo to run over Roy Hall to cause that fumble and scoop and score. But Nebraska State, with 6 seconds left in the clock, they're going to give up that touchdown that they just got to Camu. Tutin's going to get a garbage time touchdown, and the margin of victory here for Nebraska State is going to be by 13. 41-28 is your final score. Nebraska State stays in the mix for a possible Big 12 West championship appearance. Obviously, a lot of things have to shake down left over in this week, so we'll get more of an update here at the very end of the video, but it's a nice win for Nebraska State regardless. Let's get into this game, guys. It's a very, very big game for both teams. Ardmore, number 2. So we won in blowout fashion, and then we ended up moving back a spot to Colorado. Colorado is number 1, guys. Can you believe this? Colorado is number 1 in the nation. So we got some things to prove here that we are the number 1 team in the nation, guys, right? If we can get a win on the road against a top 10 team in Shreveport, number 6 to be exact, we can get back to that number 1 spot where I think that we should be. But we're getting ourselves in a kind of a little bit of a hole here. So Buchanan makes a nice catch. Golden makes this catch in a little swing pass. So 1st and 10 here. Savage going to get about 9. Got 13 touchdowns on the season, guys. Not even 1,000 yards yet. That's like what you would normally get in a season is 13 touchdowns. So we're like we're close. We're close to the end of the year, but we still got a couple more weeks left to go here, guys. So he's been great. He's been great. So we're moving the football, 2nd and 1. And look at this. The blitz is coming in, and Stanfield calls the fly route, the go route to Eric Buchanan. And we see on replay here, the safety got sucked down on the play action and the crossing route. He didn't know which one to cover. He got caught in no man's land, and that's a touchdown for Ardmore. We go up 7-0. So Kerry Ashley, quarterback in the first drive here for Shreveport. They're going to go left on 3rd and 4 here now. They're going to go left to Rob Jackson, so they call Rob Jackson's number, and he's not going to come through. Good stop by Ardmore. We can really make Shreveport hurt on this next possession. Savage is going to make this catch for 13. We're nearing midfield. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, guys. 1st and 10. Stanfield dropping back, and he's going to fire this one. Oh, nice read to Darnell Savage. He's going to go all the way to about the 18 or 19-yard line, and then we're going to go back to Savage. And oh, what? The spin, and then the juke has got Shreveport all over the field. Some Barry Sanders moves by Darnell Savage. Wow. Let's take a look at this again. Look at that spin move and then the juke just to get himself in. Use that momentum. Touchdown Ardmore. This guy is on fire so far in this season, guys. The last couple weeks, man, he has been on fire. Let's hope that we can continue that on the next few plays here. We get a huge defensive stop here on 1st down to push 2nd and 16. So Jeff Cooper with the major sack there. They do get 8 to Rob Jackson to push this to 3rd and 9. So here's your 3rd and 9. Pass going to be completed to Jackson, and Carl Boyd going to come through with the tackle to make it 4th and 1. So good stop. Good stop by Ardmore's defense. 2nd and 8. The big hit. Huge hit by Matt Bradica. Look at this. Boom! Lower the shoulder, kid. Nice tackle. Shreveport, though, going to make another really nice play on defense, getting Ardmore off the field. 3rd and 5 is crucial down for Shreveport. Down by 2 scores. Got to make something happen. They're going to go short to Matt Jenkins, and he's going to get dropped for a 2-yard gain. 4th and 2, they're going to punt the football away. Stanfield, 2nd and 10. Got to find somebody open, but that is going to get picked off by Burnett. 4 minutes and 31 seconds in the 2nd quarter. That is the first turnover for Grayson Stanfield in this game and across the board for any team. That is not good. That is not good because Kerry Ashley is looking deep. And look at this. He flips it. He flips it to Brian Mayfield, the tight end. Like, how does he get that open? That's terrible defense. That is terrible defense. Not only did we not even pressure Kerry Ashley, but he threw off his back foot in a little flip, and I have no idea what our defensive backs are doing in that situation. So touchdown Shreveport. Brent Guerrero, though, checks in, gets 11 on his 2nd rush of the game. He's up to 18 at this point. 1st and 10, Stanfield. Pass is going to be completed to Willie Nelson, not the singer. 1st down. So now Stanfield's starting to get a little more comfortable, right? After that interception. Good things here. 1st down for JK. 3rd and 6. Stanfield firing out to the right. Savage did not get his head turned around quick enough. Josh Cook with the deflection. We're going to have to punt the football to Shreveport. Mayfield. Been a big name here for Shreveport. Didn't get 21 yards. 4 for 84. Most of it coming off that huge play in the end zone. Look at this catch by Tyler Jones. 14 yards on that play, going to move the sticks. Kerry Ashley, though, flips it to Travis Jackson. Nice catch, his first catch of the game. It's going to go for 17. Pass complete to Mayfield yet again, so he comes in up the middle. It's been tough to stop. It's been just kind of sneaky a little bit. Here's Mayfield one more time. Again, sneaky little Brian Mayfield. Kerry Ashley, 13 of 14 for 2 scores, and it is tied. And that is going to put us About 16 seconds as Ardmore takes the football. We're trying to push the ball downfield, right? Well, we're going to go backwards, actually. We thought a screen pass would be kind of beneficial for us, right? Get some blockers out in front, make something happen with a good playmaker in Xavier Wiggins. 4 verts play going to get dropped by Aaron Golden. I don't think that he would have got the burners going had he made that catch in order to get into the end zone, but it was worth a shot nonetheless. So we got a tie game here going into the third quarter, 14-14, and look at this gang tackle on 2nd and 9. 3-yard loss for Rob Jackson. Good defense by Ardmore. 3rd and 13. Ashley with a little bit of pressure turns into a lot of pressure. We got another sack. That's Jeff Cooper. Nice play there. 1st and 10. We are going to go to Brian Washington with a spin move. He's trying to put his best Darnell Savage cape on. Superman. He's not going to get into the end zone. So we get dropped at the 1-yard line, and then Stanfield flips it over here to Brent Guerrero for the touchdown. There you go. Nice. So we go back up on top, 21-14, late here in the third quarter. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. We're going back. We're going a little bit quicker here now because there is some scoring. I will not lie to you guys. There is some scoring here in the second half. 3rd and inches, and Derek Andrews, you got to make the tackle, man. You were right there. Right there. Trip him up. So Rob Jackson moves the chains, and then, Mayfield drops it. It's going to be 4th and 6. Shreveport kicks the field goal. They're now down by 1. Pass going to be completed here. Nice catch by Brian Washington. Going to get the first down. 23 yards on that play. Pass going to be completed here to Darnell Savage up the middle for about 15. 53 seconds in the third quarter, and we're firing out to Savage. Almost picked off, though, by Shreveport. That was a dangerous throw by Stanfield. 2nd and 10. Pass completed. Bradica hits Savage hard again. 27 seconds ticking away here. Stanfield, run it. Just run it. Get the first down. He takes a big hit. Savage comes back to his quarterback, makes the catch. Nice job by Savage. Then the little flip on a little play action to Nathan Arbaugh. And now Ardmore is taking an even bigger lead. We've got a 28-17 game. They're now down by 11. We need a big play. Shreveport going to get this big play. The tight end was uncovered on that one. 1st and 10, 6:43. Ashley, no pressure. Got to pick it off, Scales. He drops it. Boyd Scales, what are you doing, buddy? Pick it off. Almost sacked. Chris Dunn coming through. Almost with the sack, but he did get the big hit on Ashley. 5-step drop. 3rd and 10. Pass going to be completed to Mayfield. He goes out of bounds only for 2. They got to go for it here. 6:24. Ashley on 4th and 8. Feeling the pressure, and then Jenkins comes through with the huge catch for Shreveport. They move the chains. 2nd and 5. Blockers out in front. Boyd can't get the tackle, and Rob Jackson going to get the score. So Shreveport comes all the way back, down that drive, down the field, gets a score, putting them within 5. They're going to elect to go for 2 here. Ashley going to go to the corner. Boyd makes a nice play. So they're down by 5 now with 5 minutes left to go. If you're Ardmore, grind the clock out, right? Nice moves here by Brent Guerrero. He's only going to get 5 as well. So 5s are wild, guys. Down by 5, 3rd and 5, and a bad pass. No! Stanfield! What are you doing? Double coverage, and we can't use her up. The receiver to make the catch, guys, on 3rd and 5 to the sideline. Can't get it done, and this one's almost caught, but good defense there by Ardmore's defensive backs to knock that one loose. 2nd and 10. Rob Jackson spins. Oh, my goodness. He fumbled the football too, but it was picked up, moved out of bounds. Ardmore is saved on that play, but it doesn't matter because Rob Jackson, anyway, on 3rd and inches, gets the first down. Shreveport faithful is getting pumped up. 2nd and 10. Jackson makes the catch, bounces off the tacklers. Andrews can't make the tackle. We're up past the 30 now. 1st and 10. Boyd jumps over his man here. Here's Diggs. Jamar Diggs can't make the tackle. Look at Stephen Bryant go, guys. That is an amazing run. Might as well just keep giving it to him. They are. Look at Bryant run, dude. Busting off tackles left and right. He picks up 6 on a physical run here. He's going to get the call one more time, and Diggs can't make the tackle again. And even in the end zone, Stephen Bryant just throws him to the ground and says, "Get off me." Watch this. Get off me. Throws him to the ground. 2-point conversion. 29-28 is going to turn to 31-28. So the turnover by Ardmore is costing them big time here. Here's a pass. Going to be picked off. No! A minute 49, and Tyler Dykes, the linebacker that seems to always come up clutch for Shreveport, is going to pick this off Grayson Stanfield. Now, Ardmore has a job to do, guys. 3rd and 6 now situation. You got to call timeout, and we do. We call 2 timeouts in this situation here to stop the clock, and now Jackson gets only 1. So 4th and 6, they punt the football back to us. So we got bailed out by our defense. 2nd and 10, a minute 16. We got to make good throws here, Grayson. Good throw to J.K. Johnson. He's going to drop it. 2nd and 10. A minute 12 to go. Stanfield, there's nobody open. Everybody's covered, and Josh Cook comes up with his 2nd interception of the game. And Ardmore with no timeouts. It's done. This game is over. Ardmore goes on the road and loses in the Shreve. We've talked about it at length, guys. The Shreve is one of the toughest places to play in this dynasty. I don't know what it is. You can see the stats. We can go back. We can look at it. But even in simulation, CPU versus CPU, those Shreveport fans create a hostile environment to get W's. And Shreveport guys, they're legit. They are legit. They played ACU down to the wire last week. They took us down to the wire, but they came through with 4 turnovers, and we just couldn't get it done. So there are your Big 12 East standings. Let's take a look at some Big 12 West standings. You can see it up there on your board here, guys. 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. Nebraska State at 6-3 overall. And then we look at those conference records as well. Midland State is still in the driver's seat, right? They're still in the driver's seat. If they can get a win here against McAllen, that's going to be huge for them. So while I'm a little disappointed in Ardmore's loss, I got to get up for this game. So we'll try to get a little more pep in my step here, right? And how can you not? Because when we look at Kent Collins, I mean, he's just slinging it left and right. I mean, he's running the football. He's got some Tim Tebow-esque style of runs in his back pocket he can pull out every now and then. And then when he can make throws like this that somehow didn't get into the end zone. Look at Claude Gray just going all out for it, but the ball gets stopped at, what do you know? Go figure, the 1 yard line. He's down at the 1 yard line. 1 yard line monster, guys, is a legitimate thing for us in our game. I don't know if it happens to you. I'd love to know, but it happens to us a lot. And I hate it because a lot of these plays would be so big if we were able to see that as a touchdown. But hey, Midland State takes the lead after a Kent Collins run for the touchdown, 7-0, and then wide open here. What is that? Matt Dean going to come up with a big catch down the sidelines there for Billy Adams and the Matadors. Here's a nice play, but looks like a face mask. It looked like a face mask. Yep, personal foul, face mask call on the wide receiver. So Midland State gives up a penalty here. Doesn't really mean much, right? He was already down at the 1 anyway. Might as well make him pay for it. And then that's too easy. So Derek Wade going into the end zone for the touchdown. 7-7 here late in the first quarter. We'll see what Kent Collins has up his sleeve here. He's going to bomb it out to the right. Pass is going to be completed, and then, just out of bounds just a little bit. Looked like Colton Yo had a lane there that he could have just taken that to the house, but just 1 foot, one little toe, his pinky toe, must have caught that white sideline there. But look at Kent Collins. Oh, I didn't even what? Kent Collins all the way to the end zone. What? How did he do that? We saw a couple moves against Odessa State, but look at this. 1, 2, 3. one after the next. It wasn't even like he had a chance to, like, to compose himself. Great run by Kent Collins for the score. Gonna push Midland State up 14-7, and then a nice play in the backfield there by Midland State's defense. 2nd and 1. Here comes Kent Collins again. He's busting off tacklers. He's gonna get to about the 43-yard line. Let's take a look at 3rd and 5 situation. That's gonna be a 19-yard pass, gonna be completed to Colton Yo for the touchdown. Midland State is now blowing this one wide open, 21-7. Billy Adams, though, is going to do his best to bring his troops back here as we start the second quarter. Got 6:45 to go in this second quarter, so we are in just the very beginning. But despite all that positivity, McAllen's moving backwards. And then despite all that positivity, moving up by 1 yard, they're going to lose Billy Adams on this play. So Steven Alvarez is going to have to come through here on 3rd and 10. They pick up 6 to Andres Buckley off of this reception. Kick a field goal. 21-10. Kyle Wagner. Chester Cox. Check it. Chester Cox. Nice catch. End up moving the chains here. Nick Mays gets 11. 1st and 10. Move to 2nd and 2. Nick Mays again. Did he get in the end zone? Nope. 1 yard line monster yet again down at the 1 yard line. We got a flag in the play, though. It's a touchdown to Colton Yo. Again. Go figure. This guy's always catching touchdown passes. But it's going to be an offside penalty on Evan Stokes. Obviously, Midland State's going to decline that and get to 28-10. Crazy, guys. Crazy. Ton of offense so far in this game. Look at this play by Andres Buckley, just not going down. So what's up with the tackling with all these guys? The tackling is just terrible today. 2nd and 3. Derek Wade's only going to get 1. Time is ticking away, guys. 1:05 left to go. Adams is going to read option it. He's going to fake it. He's going to pick up the 1st down. And he gets up just fine. I was a little concerned there that he might get knocked out yet again, but he's all right. 3rd and 3 situation as we're jumping a little bit further ahead. And, oh, he took a huge hit right there with his shoulder. Just hit the ground. Got tossed like a ragdoll down in that ground. That must have really hurt him, but he's okay. By the looks of it, nope, he's definitely not. He's definitely not okay. He went down on that throw too, so something happened to Billy Adams. Not looking too good, guys. And then Steven Alvarez is going to throw this one into some coverage there at the pylon, the back pylon, to settle for another field goal. So hopefully we'll get an update here on Billy Adams. Hopefully he comes back. So I want this game to get a little bit closer as Kent Collins tries for the end zone, and that one's going to be no good. So 28-13. Number 8, Midland State, up on top by 15 points to McAllen. We can see the numbers up on the screen. Just the offensive production for Midland State just continues to click. 187 yards passing, 139 rushing. A lot of that has to do with Kent Collins on both ends. I mean, he's slinging it, he's running it, busting off tacklers. Like, he's having himself a very, very good game. Definitely pushing himself into that Heisman race, guys. But we got a scoreboard glitch here in the 3rd quarter, and if you guys take a look at the clock, 3rd quarter was really, really pointless. I mean, both teams ended up kicking a field goal. We know that because it was 28-13 at the half. Got a 31-16 game here, though. Billy Adams going to shrug off 1 tackler, but not the 2nd, and he's going to go down for a 9-yard loss. So McAllen's going to have to force themselves to kick a field goal here. Again, offense just can't come through for the Matadors. Midland State with Kent Collins firing out to the right. That's Colton Yo with another big-time catch. This guy's a big-time playmaker. Midland State is going to need another score here, guys. Don't be fooled. 31-19. If McAllen can get another touchdown, you got a 31-25 game. 31-25. So things get kind of sticky a little bit. So definitely need a score. 3rd and inches. Nick Mays looks like he's going to get it. He does. So he stretches that ball right over the 1st down line. Gets the spot. 1st and goal. Kent Collins. Throw it. What are you doing? Throw it. Throw it away. Something. Do something. But Mike Sims is going to get him in the backfield to push them back 2nd and goal, and Kent Collins looks like he's going to one. No! Kent Collins, he did a Jake Reyes. We saw it earlier in the game, and he thought his guy was there right behind him. He thought his running back was behind him, and all the way, McAllen goes. Mark Harrington for the touchdown, 31-25. And it went right over top of his head, and he looked up and he's like, what? There it is. Oh my God, I can pick this up and go. This time though, they do execute it, but it looked like there might have been a flag on the field. We'll have to see what this is, but a big time play there for McAllen as they're moving up near the 50-yard line, I think. But it is gonna be, yeah, they're actually above the 50-yard line now. They're on their side. They're on a good side, the right side of the 50-yard line, but it will be a penalty against McAllen and a very, very gutsy throw to Colby Austin for the reception, guys. 39 seconds to go. McAllen is out of timeouts. This play will seal it if they make sure they can hold on to it. Hold on to it. Don't fumble it. Jeez, that got a little crazy there for a minute there, guys. I don't know why they just didn't decide to kneel it. You didn't have any timeouts on the opposing side. Play calling. Midland State, don't screw up. You've got those moments where you can screw up. I'm not sure what that play calling was, but you guys got the win. Congratulations. So Kent Collins, yet again, another nice game. 305, 96 yards on the ground. Let's take a look at all of the rest of the Big 12 games in simulation. All right, guys, let's get right into our simulation of week number 11. We got ACU and Little Rock. Let's see what's going to happen here. I'm hoping that Little Rock is going to get the win. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really hope that they can pull this off, but, you know, odds are not in their favor. Let's see if they can do it. They did it! They did! Let's go! Let's go! 14-7. I know all the ACU fans are going to be like, oh, Goldie, why would you be rooting against ACU? But gosh darn it, guys. I was really hoping for this type of W here for Little Rock. They deserve this type of win. ACU has been kind of fledgling after some really tough losses by Coach Deloach, and the program's been going a little bit downhill. Little Rock, I was hoping that this would kind of be a good victory for them. They kind of have ACU's number a little bit. And I'm just saying that kind of spitballing. I don't really have all the numbers for you guys. I really don't. I don't have all the numbers, but hopefully someone out there has an idea. But I feel like that's true. I feel like ACU kind of drops the ball in this game. This big time rivalry, this Arkansas rivalry here between ACU and Little Rock. So I'm going to back out here just because of a glitch, and we're going to take a look and see what happened here in this game. We got 600 yards of offense for both teams. You got 447 yards for Little Rock. LaQuinton Evans was awesome. I say that with tongue in cheek though, as he did give up the ball 3 times. So if anything, it'd be kind of interesting to see if any of those interceptions or those turnovers turned into points for ACU. Because if I feel like that without those interceptions, like, hey, Little Rock might have been really destroying ACU at some point in this game, but we see that ACU is 100% efficient in the red zone, only 66% for Little Rock. Let's take a look at the players' stats. We got 5 touchdowns, 3 picks, 57% for LaQuinton Evans. So maybe it was the running game? No, not really. I mean, Evans had 2 touchdowns, 92 yards for Mac. Receiving numbers wise, we got Keneal Mason with 3 catches, only 3 grabs for 36.3 average yards per catch. Got a touchdown. Jamil Carter actually had a blow-up game. About time there, son. 2 touchdowns. Mac in the backfield with 5 for 71. So awesome job for Little Rock on offense. Orpheus McConnell. This might have been why they lost, guys. Jake Lewis Jr. had to come through for him. He threw 4 touchdowns, though. 56%, 286. He had to throw 41 times. McConnell getting knocked out, I think, really cost them. So we'll have to take a look after we advance to the next week and get a recruiting update in this video. We'll have to take a look and see what's going on with McConnell. He might have been out for the game. Who knows? But we do have David Danowski, 13 for 112 with 2 scores. And then outside of that, it's good to see that, you know, Danowski's still effective, even though he's not getting a ton of work. You know, you want to see about 20 rushing attempts, right? That's normally the the bar. But 13, not bad. Saquon Snow, 11. But again, you'd want to see a little bit more production there on the ground. But I know ACU likes to throw it. I mean, we know that, right? Look at all the touchdowns through the air. Lucas Rivers, Aiden Mitchell, Danowski got another touchdown to chip in for his season stats. Alex Jefferson, 9 for 171, 2 touchdowns. It seems like every year, if you're the number one receiver at ACU, you're going to just ball out, right? We've seen guys like Amari Manuel. We've seen guys like Alex Jefferson, of course. There's another big name that I know that I'm forgetting. It was a pretty generic name, but he was a pretty good ACU receiver too. All things considered, this team, again, they're going to put up points, and it's tough, man. They're definitely not going to be in the mix any longer, and especially with that Shreveport win over Ardmore, we just couldn't get out of our own way. So now it's pretty much a two-team race. It's a two-team race. It's Ardmore and Shreveport now in that Eastern Division now that ACU has lost. Although I will say that ACU does have to play, let's see. Let's just see who they have to play here. I'm doing this live for you guys, so we actually can't see their schedule. So let's go to more info. No, I'll have to see that in the next, over here, I think, week 12. Let's see who they get. They get Broken Arrow, and they get McAllen. Broken Arrow, McAllen, and Ardmore. So that could very well. Ooh, it's gonna be tough, guys. It's gonna be tough. So we'll see what happens. But they got a big trench, a big hole to dig themselves out of for sure, having 3 losses in conference now. All right, let's get to this sim. We got Broken Arrow and Amarillo. Obviously, I'm taking Amarillo, although things can happen. Broken Arrow is going to lose 29-41. Yeah, so kind of something that we expected. Amarillo gets the W. 548 yards, 305 through the air, 3 turnovers for Amarillo, yet they still were able to pull off the victory. Justin Davis, 73%, 6 touchdowns. That's the type of production that you want. Although the 3 interceptions, it's not good. It's not good. Definitely not good. Ezekiel Henry, 19 for 118. Griffin Rivers, yay! So he's starting to come through a little bit, guys. Last couple weeks for Griffin Rivers, he's been kind of piling up some stats there. 2 touchdowns, 6 for 50. John Hunter, 4 for 57, 2 scores. Lee and Moss had the big catch, 1 for 43 there. So that's kind of nice to see that Amarillo's offense is really starting to come through here. Lamont Christian, only 1 touchdown, was efficient, no touchdowns, 69%. He did what he needed to do, right? Ryan Viper, 2 touchdowns on the ground, 46. Buchanan Simmons, 10 for 106, and then Schneider is the only guy that caught the score. So, hey, Broken Arrow, I didn't expect them to win. I thought they were going to keep it close, but I knew that Amarillo's offense was just going to be a little bit too much for them. So, this is the big one. Odessa State can play the part. They can play the part of major upset. They can pull off this upset, and they can help Midland State. They can help Midland State, right? But knowing how Midland State beat the crap out of them, do they really want to help Midland State? Would they just lay down at this point? Would they lay down? Do you guys think they would lay down at Denver Tech? They got really nothing to gain here, right? As a program, you got nothing to gain against Denver Tech. They're not going anywhere. They're not going to the Big 12 championship, right? They've got basically a couple more weeks left in order to try to get to a better bowl game. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. If you can beat Denver Tech, then you basically help Midland State now that they ended up winning this game here against McAllen, 31-26. On the flip side, if they lose, they also can help Amarillo. Amarillo only has 2 losses as well. So, Midland State, it's kind of turning into a 2-team race. If they lose to Denver Tech, it's now Denver Tech, Midland State, and Amarillo. And you might be throwing Nebraska State in there too, because they do have 2 losses in conference now too. So it's kind of a logjam. We'll see what happens, right? We are going to see what happens. What do we got? Denver Tech going to get the W here? They do. 27-14. So they held Odessa State scoreless in the first, scoreless in the third. very low scoring game for both teams, and that's really kind of tough to see. I mean, it's a good thing to see for Odessa State, right? At Odessa State, they like being able to see that their defense is coming through for them. But man, 14 points. Denver Tech, we know, has a good defense. Unfortunately, for those upset people out there that were hoping for an upset, mainly me, we didn't get it. So Denver Tech continues to win games, win close games, win clutch games. Nick Burns had a touchdown from Andre Brandt. Bobby Greer had to come into the game. Interesting. The backup quarterbacks had to come in. Look at this. This might have been the part of the game that turned the corner for Denver Tech. They got a field goal, and then just a couple minutes after that, Odessa State's next drive, Jones returned 94 yards for a touchdown. So Odessa State was on the doorstep. They're ready to get another touchdown tacked on, and it just didn't work out for them, guys. And then Odessa State got a touchdown from Nate Galveston, so Galveston had to come into the game as well. All right, let's take a look at the stats here. 505 yards. Odessa State didn't even reach 400 yards. It might be the first time all season long. I have to go back and look, but I'm going to go on a limb here and say that that's about right. So Denver Tech's defense played really, really well. 3 interceptions for Odessa State. That's what cost them the game, guys. You can't, when you score 14 points and you lose by 13, you could have gotten this one. You could have pulled off the upset, but hey, you turn the ball over 3 different times. Time of possession there, obviously, when you lose the turnover battle, right? 36 minutes to 23 minutes. They held the ball. Denver Tech held the football. Bobby Greer, 12 of 17. Brandt, 11 of 18. This might have been the factor, right? Why this game was a little closer than it was. Greer had to come in basically from an injury. We'll take a look at the injury list here and just see what's going on with guys after we simulate to next week. Scott Thomas, 20 for 125. Miller, 14 for 78. So they still continue to run the football. And then we got a couple guys that chipped in some nice little passing yard totals here. Nick Burns had a touchdown. McCormick, 3 for 72. So he had some big catches there. Might have had one big catch. Yep, that 41-yarder. Contributed to 24 average yards per catch. So Denver Tech, just, again, well-balanced on offense. Johnny Johnson Jr., 1 interception. Galveston, again, guys, 2 picks. So quarterback play for Odessa was not good in this game. Again, might have been due to injury for Johnny Johnson Jr. Stevie Norton, 10 attempts, 74 yards. Keller, 36. Paris Austin, no touchdowns. He's kind of having a struggling senior season, guys. Dougie Williams, 2 touchdowns. Parks, Nance, only 2 catches for 19. So again, the passing offense just was not there for Odessa State. Let's take a look at some box scores of the games that we saw. And then we'll start with the most recent one here. Midland and McAllen, 527 yards to 313. So Midland State continues to just roll on offense. They had 1 turnover, which was that lone fumble. I think Kent Collins, like we talked about, Kent Collins just thought that his guy was there, and he wasn't. But yeah, under 350 for McAllen, just not a good offensive performance, guys. Midland State's defense just shut him down. Adams had a couple moments where he got hurt in some play and had to come out in some pretty crucial downs, and then Alvarez had to come through for the team and just didn't move the football enough. 75% though, not bad. Billy Adams, 63. Buckley, 63. Running game was decent, but it wasn't good enough. And then obviously, like we talked about with the passing yards, just not a lot to go around for McAllen when you only got 175, right? No interceptions for Kent Collins, 28 of 34, 82%. 82%. That is huge. That's a great performance by Kent Collins. He's cementing his Heisman, right? Look at these numbers, guys. 1796, 2 touchdowns, had the big run, had Tim Tebow-like run, and he's just a baller through the air. He's not turning the ball over, except, well, take that back. He turned the ball over once. On that little option play, but I would definitely put him in the top 5 for next week once we simulate, but maybe even consider him in top 2. You could argue number 1. They're 7-2. They're in first place in the West. they're on track to making the Big 12 championship game, I'd probably consider it. I mean, Colton Yo's have been a big factor here. McKinley Harris making big plays down the field. Claude Gray, 14.3. It's a good offense, guys, and this defense is really coming through as well for Midland State. All right, so this is a disappointing thing, guys. This is very disappointing. We had some plays here. We're up 14-0, and then Shreveport came charging back to tie us in the second quarter after some turnovers here by Stanfield. Guerrero had a 1-yard touchdown run. They came back with field goal. We got a touchdown late in the third quarter, 6 seconds, and then Shreveport just, I mean, what do you say? I mean, Shreveport, they played good on defense. They played well on defense. And when we look at this stats, we look at the stat numbers. I mean, look at 4 interceptions. Like, that's brutal, man. It's brutal. 4 interceptions. And 2 of those interceptions came late for Stanfield. I will say that. Just trying to fire in there and make something happen. But the first 2, kind of inexcusable on my part. So I know that I take control of the players. I'm not blaming the Pixel Man, Grayson Stanfield, but in order to keep this kind of a realistic discussion when we talk about Stanfield's got to be better. But hey, hats off to Shreveport, man. They played really well on defense, and Kerry Ashley was pretty good too. 21 of 28, 296, 75. No turnovers for him. And then Stephen Bryant, what to say about Stephen Bryant? Had 4 attempts and just ran over Ardmore defenders, guys, right? Rob Jackson, 21 attempts, 3.5. So we stopped Rob Jackson per se. That 3.5 average yards per rush would have been a little bit lower had it not been for that 15-yard little toss play that they ran to get the touchdown there, the first touchdown in the fourth quarter. But receiving-wise, it was the tight end. It was the tight end all day. 9 catches for Mayfield, 161. We just didn't have an answer. Our linebackers couldn't cover him. Our safeties couldn't react quick enough to get down there and try to limit the damage here. But he was the guy. 2 receiving touchdowns for Mayfield, and Shreveport now inches a game closer to Ardmore in the East. All things considered, Stanfield wasn't that bad. I mean, right? 298, 3 touchdowns. It just, the 2 interceptions were bad. The 2 interceptions late, you could argue, were also bad, but you could also see it on the other side that we're just trying to make something happen. Like we had about a minute 20 left at one point. Turn it over, call some timeouts, next possession, and then end up turning it over again. So unfortunately for Stanfield, it's probably the worst game of his entire collegiate career, and we just did not get anything. We got nothing going on the ground. Tomsha had a negative 4-yard carry. Savage got a carry here that I didn't show because these guys weren't doing anything. They just weren't doing it. They were just not very effective. Yeah, Guerrero had a couple big runs for 6.6, but other than that, we were just trying to stick to our passing game yet again after Savage came off of a 5-touchdown performance last week and only got 1, right? Only got 1. And we saw the 1. The 1 was really flashy. That just really shows us how good Darnell Savage is. Unfortunately, though, our quarterback play, like I said, just did not dig us out of the hole that we got ourselves into. Camu and Nebraska State, 41-28. So Nebraska State's offense starting to click a little bit. This is kind of scary. It's a little bit scary. They only have 2 losses in conference, so they avoided a possible Camu upset. 2 losses in conference. They could, if they play their cards right and they get a little bit of help, they could challenge Midland State. They do have Midland State left on the schedule, though, too. One of the very last games of the year, plus the last game of the year, they have Denver Tech. So will that game have implications? We will see. We will find out. We've got a couple more weeks to go. Camu actually had more yards on offense than did Nebraska State. Interesting. 554 yards, 390 for Nebraska State, yet NSU came through. They had 3 turnovers. They intercepted once. That was Zamolajikov got an interception, plus he forced a fumble as well. So it was just absolutely awesome job by Zamo to cause those turnovers. That I feel like that's what really opened the door for Nebraska State. Bubba Robinson with 12 completions, 2 touchdowns, 80%. He was very, very efficient. Although, when you rely on the running game, for whom the bell tolls, when LaBell tolls, 22 attempts, 142 yards, 6.4, but no payoff. No payoff for LaBell. Bubba got a touchdown, Hargrove got a touchdown, but not Dante. Not Dante. Sucks for Dante, but team won, and he was a major, major factor. I would have given him the player of the game, but instead they gave it to Bubba. Sucks. LaBell, the disrespect for Bubba. 3 catches, 37 yards for Cody Joseph, 2 touchdowns, so the tight end remains a big factor for Nebraska State's offense. Jake Reyes had 334 stinking yards on this Nebraska State defense, guys, so they still continue just to get lit up week in and week out. However, when you can create the turnovers, and when Nebraska State doesn't have any turnovers, then they usually get some nice W's, right? They get some nice W's. 2 touchdowns for Jake Reyes again, 97 yards through the ground, so he had a total of 3. Receiving yards, Kentrell Huggins. He also got no love in the end zone, 120 yards for him on 6 grabs. Serge Cobb, another running back in this group, no touchdowns, but 70 yards. And then Tootin's 1 touchdown, 71 yards. Got the big catch, the 38er. That was near the end of the game. So good win for Nebraska State. All right, guys, that is it for week number 11. Let's go ahead and simulate all the way over to week 12. We'll get an updated look at the rankings, and then we'll also get a little bit of a recruiting update as well. All right, guys, let's get into that Week 12 preview. ACU drops all the way down to 16th in the BCS rank. Broken Arrow, of course, is now 1-4 in conference play, so this is going to be an interesting matchup. Just on the simple basis that ACU, like, we know their offense is really good, but they do have that component. A part of them is, did they give up? Are they going to quit? Are they quitting? Are they in the process of quitting on Coach Deloach? Broken Arrow, on the other hand, they got to rattle off 3 straight wins in order to be in consideration for a bowl game. So yeah, they've got some reason to play, right? They got a reason to come up for this game. They got that A+ offense. Hopefully it comes through for them in this game. They're going to need it. I'm going to take ACU, though. I think that they're not a quitting type of team. I just think that sometimes they get a little off track with Coach Deloach. I don't think that there's any respect issues going on there. I don't think that they're going to quit on their coach. I just think that he's just kind of not really game planning the best. So I'm going to take ACU. I think they can get this win over Broken Arrow. How about Kansas A&M and Little Rock? Little Rock at home is always tough, and I think that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Little Rock here. They were ranked number 17. Now they're ranked number 12, and that offense, it's going to roll. Yet again, we saw Nebraska State able to slice and dice a little bit on Camu. I think Little Rock is going to get this one done. I do like Kansas A&M with that ground attack, but looking at Little Rock's numbers here, number 5 against the run and number 4 against the pass, we know what Nebraska State's been able to do. I think Little Rock's going to get the W. Now is the big one, guys. Nebraska State against Midland State. Midland is now number 4 in all of the nation, and they are number 1 in passing offense with the number 2 points per game with the number 1 total offense. Kent Collins, guys, is legit. And we'll take a look at the Heisman race as well to see how much that he moved up. Nebraska State has to play clean. Midland State has a +9 turnover differential. Nebraska State +4. They've gotten a little bit better in that regard. They don't turn the ball over as much as they used to. However, with Midland State having that number 1 offense, you have to play clean. You can't give this team extra possessions, or else you're just playing with fire at that point. So Nebraska State got to play clean, got to utilize the ground game. Dante LaBell's game against Kansas A&M is a nice little tune-up, is a nice little warm-up here for Midland State. They're going to have to heavily rely on that running game in order to take Midland State down. You got to give them Peyton Manning treatment, right? You got to give him Tom Brady treatment. You got to work the clock, use the clock as an ally, not your enemy. Don't get into a shootout with Midland State, and you can get this W. But I'm going to take Midland State simply for the fact that Nebraska State's defense is 117th against the pass. I think that their offense can hang. I think that they're going to be able to milk that clock. However, when Nebraska State's offense doesn't come through, they have to get into it, they have to punt the football away, it's probably going to end up in a score. How many of those interchanges that you're going to have, that's probably going to be the difference in this game. I'm going to go with Midland State. I'm still going to play as Nebraska State. I'm going to try to do my best to implement that game plan to get this win. That would set up for a really, really crazy finish in the Big 12 West. But I think Midland State is going to do us in. I think that they're going to get the job done. Denver Tech and Amarillo. This is an interesting matchup here. Number 13 against number 15. We know Denver Tech loves to run the football. We know Amarillo loves to throw the football. Both offenses are clicking. This is going to be a shootout. But Justin Davis has to be good, and he's got to be better than he has been in recent weeks, simply because of the turnover margin. He's been giving up the football quite a bit, and Denver Tech kind of feasts on teams, as we've seen the past 6 seasons. If they can force turnovers, they're probably going to end up winning the game. I'm going to take Denver Tech to win in this one. However, don't think that you're a crazy person if you take Amarillo. If you want to go with the upset here, they are at home. They've got that Amarillo faithful. They've got Rose Stadium going to be going crazy out there. I think Amarillo could potentially, they're in a good spot. They have a good chance at pulling off another upset this season over Denver Tech. And we've seen Denver Tech lose some games here against teams that they probably shouldn't have, right? They lost to Kansas A&M 35-34, and then they lost to UBA as well. They kind of slip up on teams that they're supposed to beat, like kind of the teams that are kind of irrelevant. A little irrelevant Broken Arrow, little irrelevant Camu, and kind of irrelevant Amarillo, right? So they have a tendency to slip up a little bit. Is this going to be one of those times yet again? I don't know. I'm taking the safe pick, though. I'm going to go with Denver Tech. And then we got this game, McAllen and Ardmore. So Ardmore actually didn't slip too much. We're down to number 5. And I think we were number 5 before. Were we 5 before? We slipped a little bit. I think we were number 1, then we moved to number 2 last week. And then the loss to Shreveport to number 8. I think that's the number 6, number 8, Shreveport. We only moved down 3 spots. We're now down to number 5. I think we can win this game. Obviously, our total defense, guys, look at that number. Number 3 in all of the country with the number 2 passing offense in points per game, number 3. We're going to get this W against McAllen. We're going to be able to stop this team. McAllen never really does well in gameplay. I think we can get this W over them. They're just going to try to run that offense, that Denver Tech style of offense, but here's the deal. They're not Denver Tech, and they don't have Denver Techian style of players, right? They're a good team, but they're not as good as Ardmore, right? We're going to get this W over McAllen. It's going to be a close one. Let's not sugarcoat it. It'll be close, but I think we're going to get the W. So that is your preview for week number 12. Post your picks in the Google form below. I'm going to link it right here in the Premier chat. So there you guys go. I've linked it now. And go check out, if you're just watching this video off of the Premier, make sure you're checking out the description and the pinned comment below. That link for your pick'em is going to be right there. So guys, that's actually going to be it for tonight. I wanted to get the recruiting update here. I wanted to get some stats updates and some Heisman voting races updates for you, but I just did not have enough time in order to do that for you guys today. I wanted to get this video out in the morning, but unfortunately that did not happen, as you guys are well aware. We're working on like a 59-minute video today. Some big games all the way around the Big 12, but I will promise you guys that I will bring back the preview videos for the week. So we got recruiting updates during the week. We got Madden updates during the week. So we used to have those every Wednesday, and since TeamBuilder kind of took a back seat to XVA, we kind of pulled that plug. So I'm going to start doing that a little bit more frequently for you guys now that we're a little bit later on in the season, right? We're working on week 12 already. So we got maybe 2 to 3 weeks left of Big 12 Team Builder action. And, you know, you guys want to see where your custom prospects went, right? It's one thing to do it in week 2, where it doesn't really mean much. Week 3, week 4 doesn't really mean much for recruiting. Not a lot of movement. Not a lot of movement there. It kind of gets repetitive a little bit. Later on in the season, though, now that we're in week 12, week 11, like, you guys are able to, like, really see what's going on with your teams and your players. And then we'll get some stats updates as well. We'll get some Heisman race going on. We'll talk about some conference standings as well. Gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. Plus, we'll get a Madden update too. Gotta love that, right? Jeff Henderson, Jed Carmichael, Andre Wingo, Drakeen Timmons. How are they doing in year number 3? I believe it's year 3, year 4 of those guys. So we'll see. We'll see how everybody's doing, guys. Leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you guys in the next one later on next week. Technically this week, since it's now Sunday. It's now Sunday, so look for this update video this week for Team Builder. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, peace.